up this morning absolutely excited to see fog. And so grabbed my camera and head out to one of the local parks. Disappointment though, the fog doesn't seem to be coming in through the trees, so that doesn't really give me the opportunity to talk to you about fog and trees and forests. But I am going to go ahead, like I said, stop by one of the local parks, and we're just going to see what's here. We've got some dewdrops. It's fall, so we might have dewdrops on spiderwebs, and we might have some pretty fall colors. And other than that, it's just a nice morning to be out. Want to join me? Doesn't love dewdrops and raindrops on leaves and grasses. There are just so many opportunities to just get really in there and get some really great details, and just they sparkle like little jewels, right? So I'm just doing it handheld. I have it in camera stabilization, so I don't really need to worry about the camera movement too awfully much. Since I've got a 200 ISO and it's wide open, I'm going at about a 1/40th, 1/60th of a second, which is still pretty solid for being handheld. And I'm just moving in and getting close. I've got it on manual focus because as I'm moving about, I don't want it to focus on the wrong thing. I want to be able to focus. And I've got it focused so I can get in really close. I do have a macro rail with me, but right now I'm finding I can do it handheld, and that's pretty fine. I also have some extension tubes that I might use, but right now, again, I'm finding really great stuff just hand holding with my regular 18 to 55 lens and just moving about and moving in and out and side to side, adjusting the camera so that the plane of focus is even with what I want into focus, and just having a real fun time getting all these wonderful little sparkles on the grasses. So I will show you what I've got. This cattail stalk, it just kind of droops over, embraces this railing here. And what I love about it is it's again a contrast of this hardwood squared off with this form of curvature going over it. Dark, lighter, lots of water on this, little water droplets. This is wet, but it doesn't have water droplets on it. The brown versus the green. It's just a really, really pretty scene right here. And so I'm going to try and capture that. I'm not too sure how, but I'm going to work on it for a little bit, and I'll show you the results here in a second. You might be thinking, so Heidi, you're taking a lot of macro right now, and how does that fit into the forms of storytelling through photography? And it's very simple. Macro quite often can lend itself very easily to your natural vignettes, so your flash fiction, your small bits of storytelling. And you can go through a whole park like this and do nothing but the short storytelling. You're just telling little snippets of each moment. And so that's primarily what I'm looking at right now, because it's a dreary, dingy day, but that lends itself perfectly for catching beautiful images like these grasses draping over, again, at this other railing. And I'm probably going to, I mean, there's some really gorgeousness right here, and some beautiful stuff right up there. So yeah, you can easily just tell really, really short stories, or tell really flash fiction sort of stories, those little mini images that just have one little element to them, but they help tell the story of the whole in the whole park. I have a friend who writes flash fiction, and she has actually written a novel in flash, just nothing but little itty bitty sections of a person's life throughout the whole novel. And really, isn't that what a novel is? It's just continuous stories of one building on top of the next. So I'm going to go ahead and play around here, and I'll show you what I get. Well, I seem to have gotten into part of the park that has a lot of variety of birds. I've seen spotted towhees, a couple of red-headed sapsuckers, and a couple other little smaller birds. I'm also hearing red-winged blackbirds off in the distance, probably off in the marshes and cattails where they like to hang out. But it's I mean, some of the birds are just flittering by, and so it's kind of hard to capture them. But some of them kind of have been sticking around for a little bit so I can get them. Obviously, I've got my longer lens on. This goes up to a 300 millimeter. I've got it pretty much open, and again, it's at 200 ISO, and usually it's wildlife, I try to go a little bit faster anyways to try and capture them. And then just, try and follow them along. If they're in the bushes, sometimes I have to switch to manual focus to try and get focus on them. But by that time, quite often they've flitted away. And you saw one fly. Might have to go down the trail a little bit, try and capture them. But otherwise, autofocus and just keep moving around for the birds, because they're busily eating and building up their body temperature. Oh, I think I see a little black-capped chickadee up there, and there it goes. Found some marvelous, beautiful spider webs, one with a spider right in the middle of it. They're all covered in dew, and they're just like strings of pearls hanging in the air. So they're off the trailways, so I can't, it's kind of mucky down there. So I still have my longer lens on, and actually it's at 300, so I can really try and get in close to the spider and to the webs. And just having a lot of fun photographing these spider webs, which in the autumn are just, they can be so beautiful. go ahead and end this video here. There's so much more I could be exploring, but this is getting a little bit long for you right now, and I just wanted to share with you a couple things that, remind you of what some of the things we talked about today. The first thing we talked about is that even on overcast, dreary days where it's dripping, you can still find some really great images. Another thing we talked about today was that even if you're just going in for, especially on a day like this, where it's perfect for macro or natural vignettes, those still tell a story. Those still help get the viewer to understand the place and the environment that you were in. And if you just go to a place and that's all you photograph, that's perfectly fine. That still tells your story. The other thing we learned is that be ready. I was here to photograph raindrops on leaves, and I got to see birds. Luckily I had all my stuff, and I was ready to drop my pack and throw on my longer lens so I could photograph the birds. The other thing is expectations. Sometimes you come here, I was hoping to see a lot more spider webs closer to the trail, but I didn't. Again, I was ready for that, just to be ready. You may have an expectation of something, and I was also hoping for a lot more fog within the trees, and that didn't happen. But I was still willing to get out of my car and walk around the lake to photograph, see what I could see. What amazing images came out of it. So just remember, be ready, be prepared. Change your expectations if you need to. And with that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed, please subscribe. I've got a lot more adventures coming up, a lot more tutorials. If you are subscribed, thank you so very much for subscribing. I really do appreciate you helping me grow my channel. If you like the video and you're subscribed, or if you like the video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and share it. Again, I'm trying to grow the video and get this information out there. And with that, I think that's it. And with that, until next time, bye.